For weeks now, 21 Savage and Fivio Foreign have been going back and forth, trading shots on Instagram, questioning each other's street cred, the usual rap beef stuff.
Don't think a Savage on some positive that is, oh, let's talk about Savage every day. Let's talk about Savage all the. Nah, this ain't that. Y'all niggas look at y'all. That's whoop.
But now, things have taken a turn that nobody expected. Baby mamas are getting exposed. Sexuality is being questioned, and reports are claiming Fivio almost lost his life in Atlanta.
His history, it was shit. It was mad shit on his history. Besides the history, this has been happening for like 2 years already.
That's Fivio's baby mama, and 21 Savage just resurfaced that video for millions to see. This ain't rap beef anymore. This is getting personal. This is getting ugly. And this might be getting deadly. And we're about to break all of it down. The streets of hip-hop are on absolute fire right now. The beef brewing between 21 Savage and Fivio Foreign has gotten so incredibly heated, so unbelievably personal, and so dangerously volatile that people are legitimately questioning whether this situation could turn from Instagram posts and podcast interviews into something far, far more sinister. This beef has escalated from ideological differences over street culture to personal insults, diss tracks, and veiled threats. And it all started with a movement that 21 Savage began promoting in late 2025 called F the Streets. The Atlanta rapper, who has survived 6 gunshot wounds from a 2013 ambush and been through legal battles, including a 2019 ICE arrest revealing his UK origins, launched this campaign to inspire younger artists and fans to prioritize music and positive change over gang affiliations and beefs. In December 2025, he posted on X urging rappers to move away from glorifying street life, stating, "The streets, we ain't get shit but trauma from that shit," even calling on Young Thug to reconcile with Gunna. This message resonated with many in Atlanta's rap scene, but critics like NBA Youngboy and Fivio Foreign accuse Savage of hypocrisy, arguing that his past lyrics and persona completely contradict this new anti-street narrative. And that brings us to the spark that truly ignited this entire inferno. On January 22, 2026, Fivio Foreign sat down with DJ Academics on his podcast, and what he said sent absolute shockwaves through the entire hip-hop community, directly challenging 21 Savage's street credibility in a way that nobody expected.
Like Savage is a street, like Future. I look at him, and he a big bang.
What's making you think that Savage is a street nigga?
Can you believe that? Fivio Foreign, sitting right there on Academics podcast, essentially calling 21 Savage's entire reputation into question. But he wasn't done there, not by a long shot.
Why you think 21 Savage is a street nigga?
He's just, bruh, stop it.
Street where?
The
Atlanta?
foil, just stop it.
In Atlanta?
You could only be a street where you from. Like, in Montana don't know if you're
not true.
Now you need to understand that Fivio Foreign is a Brooklyn drill rapper who is deeply, deeply connected to that street-oriented lifestyle. He's known for his energetic style rooted in Brooklyn drill, often referencing street life, gang affiliations. He's associated with the Wu Gang and themes of survival and loyalty. So when he says something like this, he's essentially saying that 21 Savage is completely fraudulent in his claims to being a real street figure. But it gets even crazier. Fivio didn't just question 21's credentials. He went so far as to reference how 6ix9ine, of all people, had dissed 21 Savage without any real repercussions.
I don't think he goes to Atlanta and go to any poppin' Atlanta club and this is Savage there. You know what I mean?
This is all cap.
That's right. Fivio basically said that everything about 21 Savage's reputation is all cap, smoke and mirrors, and completely fabricated. And what many people saw in this interview was Fivio defending New York's drill culture against what he perceived as Atlanta's softer stance on street authenticity. But if Fivio Foreign thought he was going to throw those kinds of statements out into the world without any consequences, without any response, without 21 Savage defending his name and his reputation, then he was absolutely mistaken in the most profound way possible. because 21 Savage fired back immediately. And when I tell you that his response was heated, I mean, it was absolutely scorching. The Atlanta rapper went live on Instagram the very next day, and he did not hold back even a single ounce of his frustration and anger.
Stop saying my motherfucking name. Don't think because I'm trying to change that, man, y'all niggas down somewhere, man, straight up.
And he kept going, absolutely tearing into Fivio Foreign with a ferocity that we haven't seen from 21 Savage in a very, very long time.
If your is 35 or older, and you've been trying to rap since you was 17, 16, 15, don't say nothing to me about the street. You don't know nothing about the street. You ain't did nothing in the street.
Did you catch that? 21 Savage basically telling Fivio Foreign that at 35 years old, having been trying to make it as a rapper for almost 2 decades, he has absolutely no right to question anyone else's street credibility. He's essentially saying that Fivio spent his entire adult life chasing rap dreams instead of actually being in the streets. But the most intense part of 21 Savage's response came when he made it absolutely crystal clear that just because he's on this positive path, just because he's trying to change his ways and be a part of the solution, that doesn't mean he's suddenly become soft or weak or unable to defend himself.
Don't think, cause Savage on some positive shit, that is, oh, let's talk about Savage every day. Let's talk about Savage all the. Nah, this ain't that. Y'all can still get y'all ass whooped.
And 21 Savage wasn't done there. He continued to absolutely demolish Fivio's credibility, questioning everything about his career and his claims to street authenticity.
Around that bitch looking for clout, man. Old as hell. Poor as a mother. Talking about who a street in another state.
This was devastating. 21 Savage was essentially saying that Fivio Foreign is a broke, washed up, clout-chasing has-been who has no business questioning anyone's street credibility, especially someone from a completely different city that he knows nothing about.
Y'all niggas been wanting to be rappers y'all whole life. Ain't did nothing in the street. Y'all ain't seen enough in the street to even feel how I feel about the street. That's where the disconnect come in at.
21 Savage accused Fivio of being washed up, poor, and clout-chasing, emphasizing that his positive shift doesn't make him sweet. He added threats like, "I'll slap the out of you," while reiterating his commitment to change, saying, "I'm trying to be a part of the solution, but don't get it twisted." The hip-hop world was watching in absolute shock as 2 major artists were going at each other's throats in real time on social media. But what nobody could have predicted was just how personal this beef was about to get. Because Fivio Foreign wasn't done, and his next moves would take this entire situation to a completely different level of intensity. Now, if you thought that the initial exchange between 21 Savage and Fivio Foreign was intense, then you need to brace yourself for what happened next. Because this beef was about to transform from a simple disagreement about street credibility into something deeply personal, something that would involve partners, baby mamas, and accusations so serious that they threatened to permanently damage reputations. After 21 Savage delivered that absolutely scorching response on Instagram Live, Fivio Foreign refused to back down. He immediately took to his Instagram stories and fired back with a statement that left absolutely no room for reconciliation. Can you imagine? We're talking about 2 grown men, 2 established artists in the hip-hop industry, trading these kinds of insults back and forth on social media for the entire world to see. This wasn't just a disagreement anymore. This wasn't just a debate about philosophy or authenticity. This had become deeply personal, deeply disrespectful, and deeply dangerous territory. But what made Fivio's approach so interesting and so controversial was that he seemed to be simultaneously claiming authenticity while admitting to using this situation for promotional purposes. Fivio Foreign was walking a fine line between genuine beef and calculated marketing. But Fivio wasn't satisfied with just words. He decided that he needed to make his point even more emphatically, and that's when he took things to the next level. Adding fuel to the fire, Fivio reposted a viral clip of Lato, who is widely rumored to be dating 21 Savage, from a cipher where he appeared to glance at her, which fans interpreted as trolling amid the feud. This was a deliberate provocation, a calculated move designed to get under 21 Savage's skin by bringing his romantic partner into the middle of this beef. And let me tell you, the hip-hop community was absolutely stunned by this move. Bringing someone's girlfriend into a beef is considered by many to be crossing a line that shouldn't be crossed, and Fivio was essentially throwing gasoline onto an already raging fire. But Lato wasn't having any of it. She quickly shut down Fivio's antics, defending 21 Savage and dismissing everything that Fivio was trying to do. She made it clear that she stood by her man and that Fivio's attempts to use her as ammunition in this beef were not going to work. However, 21 Savage wasn't content to let Fivio's move go unanswered. If Fivio was going to bring partners into this, then 21 Savage was going to respond in kind. And what he did next sent absolute shockwaves through the entire hip-hop community. 21 Savage shares old video of Fivio Foreign's baby mama, and this video contains some incredibly damaging allegations about Fivio's personal life.
His history, it was shit. It was mad shit on his history. Besides the history, this has been happening for like 2 years already. And I have a gay best friend for those who don't know.
Let me make sure you understand what just happened here. 21 Savage reposted an old video from 2022 of Fivio Foreign's baby mama, Jasmine, making some extremely serious accusations about Fivio's sexuality. She was essentially claiming that Fivio was secretly gay or bisexual based on things she allegedly discovered during their relationship. The video continued with even more disturbing details.
While we f***ing, this is happening for 2 years already. While we f***ing, he will f*** up. As in, the first couple times, I just thought like he was just f***ing up. I didn't think nothing of it.
Now, listen to how she elaborated on what she meant by messing up. This is where things got really specific and really damaging for Fivio's reputation.
I'm saying f*** up as in, you know, we talk when we talk nasty. So instead of saying like this my p***, like he'll say this my d***, or give me that, like, you know it.
Now I want to be very clear here. These are allegations made by an ex-partner during what was clearly a very contentious breakup. This move was seen as nasty by fans, with some calling it a low blow since bitter exes often make unverified claims. The original drama with Jasmine reportedly stemmed from her accusing Fivio of cheating with Asian Doll. But regardless of the validity of these claims, the fact that 21 Savage chose to resurface this video demonstrates just how personal and how nasty this beef had become. We were now far beyond any discussion about street credibility or authenticity. This was about attacking each other's personal lives, their relationships, their sexuality. And around the same time, 21 Savage posted something else that many fans interpreted as another shot at Fivio Foreign. 21 Savage posted a cryptic Instagram story. Rappers who beat up women think they tough now, which many link to Fivio's 2025 legal troubles involving charges of aggravated assault, terroristic threats, and weapon possession stemming from an incident with a woman. This was a devastating 1-2 punch from 21 Savage. First, he resurfaced allegations about Fivio's sexuality from his baby mama, and then he reminded everyone about Fivio's legal troubles involving domestic violence allegations. It was a masterclass in how to completely destroy someone's reputation without even having to release a single diss track. But Fivio Foreign, to his credit, was not going to take this lying down. If 21 Savage was going to make this personal, then Fivio was going to respond in the way that rappers have always responded since the beginning of hip-hop history. He was going to put it on wax. The feud intensified when Fivio previewed a diss track called Rap Trap on January 25, 2026, targeting Savage and the broader Atlanta rap scene. On the rap, Fivio is openly admitting that part of this entire beef was a calculated marketing move. He set 21 Savage up to promote his own song. He called it a rat trap. This is the kind of admission that has people questioning whether this entire beef is genuine or just another example of manufactured drama for the sake of album sales and streaming numbers. But Fivio wasn't just talking about the marketing aspect. He was also making it clear that he wasn't backing down from this confrontation, and that his reputation stretches far beyond just New York. And then, after establishing his own credentials and defending his position, Fivio delivered what many consider to be the most cutting line of the entire preview. This was the bar that had everyone talking, the line that essentially declared war not just on 21 Savage, but on the entire city of Atlanta. The only thing that A ever made was cap. Fivio was essentially saying that the entire Atlanta rap scene, one of the most dominant forces in hip-hop for the past decade, has produced nothing but lies and exaggerations. That's an incredibly bold statement to make, and it was guaranteed to draw the attention and the ire of every single rapper coming out of that city. So here we are, February 2026, and the beef between 21 Savage and Fivio Foreign shows absolutely no signs of cooling down. In fact, every single day seems to bring new developments, new shots fired, and new concerns about where this situation might ultimately lead. On January 30th, 2026, Fivio officially released the diss track Rap Trap, making the beef officially on wax. The track directly targets 21 Savage and parts of the Atlanta rap scene, calling them hypocrites, while shouting out New York artists like Jaden, Chef G, K Flock, Sleepy Hallow, and Fetty from GS9. Fivio is positioning himself as the defender of real street narratives against what he sees as fake posturing from Atlanta rappers. But here's where things got really interesting. After Fivio admitted in that diss track preview that he essentially set up 21 Savage as a promotional stunt, Atlanta wasn't just going to sit back and accept that disrespect. Local figures started speaking out, and their reactions were scathing.
Man, don't tell me that did all that shit because he needed some help with a song, bro. He went on the internet and admitted to it. Oh yeah, I just finna drop my song, so I did that.
That was Atlanta native Block 125, and he was just getting started. Because he made a point that a lot of people were thinking, but nobody had said out loud yet.
Man, come on, you could have had Pluto, you could have had Baby, you could have had Thug, you could have had 7450 if you need some help. We been reaching out my hands out.
Think about that for a second. Block 125 is saying that if Fivio Foreign genuinely needed help promoting his music, he could have reached out to Future, Lil Baby, Young Thug, or any number of Atlanta artists who have been extending olive branches to New York rappers for years. Instead, he chose to start beef. He chose to disrespect an entire city. And Block 125 wasn't done delivering his verdict on Fivio's actions.
Yeah, man, you man, come on, man, that was the lamest shit. Even if you wouldn't even went back on there and said what you said, bro, you just really discredit yourself, made yourself look bad, little homie.
Atlanta rapper Block 125 isn't buying Fivio Foreign's excuse after he admitted to using the beef to promote his song. And that sentiment echoes what a lot of people in the hip-hop community are feeling right now, that Fivio may have shot them in the foot by admitting his true motivations. But here's what has so many people genuinely worried about this situation. The deadly label stems from the aggressive language, threats of slapping, whoopings, and references to street ties, combined with hip-hop's tragic history of beefs turning violent. We've seen this play out before. Tupac and Biggie, XXXTentacion, Nipsey Hussle, PNB Rock. The list of hip-hop artists whose beefs and street ties led to their untimely deaths is devastatingly long, and nobody wants to see 21 Savage or Fivio Foreign added to that list. Fivio's Atlanta visit amid the feud raised alarms, with one report claiming he faced danger there. Now, these reports appear to be somewhat sensationalized and could be clickbait, but the mere fact that such headlines are being written demonstrates just how seriously people are taking this beef. You need to understand the context here. 21 Savage has survived 6 gunshot wounds from a 2013 ambush and has been involved in legal battles, including a 2019 ICE arrest revealing his UK origins. He's not one to back down. When Academics noted that people in Atlanta say 21 Savage people move like Lil Baby and Futures, you don't play with him. He was speaking to a very real perception that 21 is not someone to be taken lightly. Fivio, tied to Brooklyn's Wu Gang, has his own street rep, but dissing an entire city like Atlanta, home to protective OGs like T.I., Jeezy, and Gucci Mane. could invite serious backlash. But perhaps what makes this beef most dangerous is the fact that it has now become about so much more than just two artists. This beef highlights generational and regional divides in rap. Atlanta's push for progress versus New York's drill ethos. It's become a proxy war between two entire regions of hip-hop, with fans on both sides deeply invested in seeing their city come out on top. The reactions from across the industry have been split right down the middle. The beef has divided fans, with Atlanta supporters backing Savage's evolution and New York fans praising Fivio's authenticity. Other artists like Young Thug have been speculated to diss Fivio indirectly, while the broader hip-hop community watches nervously to see how this will all unfold. And there's another layer to this that we need to discuss. J. Cole addressed the trend of manufactured beef in his 99 Build freestyle, rapping about how rappers use disses for marketing. The rap game been overcome with loads of marketing plans based on randomly dissing and hating on the next man. Some observers have pointed out the irony of Cole's comments given his own past disses, but many agreed that his words apply directly to this feud, with Fivio accused of using the beef to promote his music. Remember what Fivio said in his diss preview? He literally admitted to setting 21 Savage up to promote his song. He called it a rat trap. And remember what started all of this in the first place? It was Fivio sitting on that podcast saying that 21 Savage's street reputation was all fabricated. That statement right there is what set everything in motion. Fivio calling 21 Savage's entire reputation smoke and mirrors and all cap. And now, months later, we're watching the consequences of those words play out in real time. If this entire beef was manufactured for marketing purposes, then we're watching two artists potentially put themselves and their people in danger just to sell some records. And that's not just irresponsible, it's potentially tragic. But here's the thing, even if parts of this beef are manufactured, the emotions are clearly real. The words exchanged cannot be taken back. The accusations about sexuality, domestic violence, and street credibility have done real damage. And once you cross certain lines in hip-hop, there's often no going back. As of February 1st, 2026, the feud shows no signs of resolution, with Fivio's diss track out and both artists trading subtweets. It highlights ongoing tensions in hip-hop between glorifying the streets and evolving beyond them, especially as artists age. At 33, 21 Savage is pushing for maturity, while Fivio, at 35, leans into his drill roots for authenticity. And this generational dynamic cannot be ignored. Here we have Fivio Foreign, 35 years old, still rapping about the streets, still refusing to evolve beyond that narrative. And then we have 21 Savage, slightly younger at 33, but who has clearly decided that he wants something different for himself and for hip-hop. 21 Savage's The Streets movement is about discouraging youth from street life to avoid death or jail, drawing from his own experiences. He's not denying his past, he's saying that he doesn't want others to repeat it. Some people would say that this is what growth looks like, that 21 Savage is using his platform to guide the next generation away from the pitfalls that he himself fell into. But others, like Fivio Foreign, see this as a betrayal of the very culture that made 21 Savage famous. Social media buzz includes calls for the beef to stay musical, with hopes for diss tracks rather than violence. Fans hope it channels into music rather than harm. The consensus is that while rap beef can be entertaining and produce classic music, the personal nature of these attacks has many worried. Artists like G Herbo and Meek Mill backed 21's message, seeing it as a positive evolution that prioritizes healing over glorifying trauma. This suggests a significant portion of the hip-hop community is ready for this evolution. So what happens next? Will 21 Savage respond to Fivio's diss track? Will this beef fizzle out like many others? Or will the personal attacks and regional pride push things to a point of no return? What we know is that 21 Savage has emphasized de-escalation, but the personal digs risk pushing it further. He's tried to be the mature one, but there's only so much a man can take. And Fivio Foreign? He later admitted this was partly to promote his upcoming single. Whether he anticipated how personal this would become is unknown, but he's clearly committed now. He's released the diss track. There's no backing down. The hip-hop community is at a crossroads with this beef. On one side, you have 21 Savage, representing a vision of what rap could become, a genre that learns from its past trauma instead of constantly glorifying it. On the other side, you have Fivio Foreign representing the raw authenticity that many believe is the foundation of hip-hop. Both perspectives have validity. But the way this beef has unfolded, the personal attacks, the involvement of family members, the allegations about sexuality and domestic violence, has taken what could have been a productive conversation about the direction of hip-hop and turned it into something ugly and potentially dangerous. While no confirmed physical altercations have occurred, the back and forth has drawn in other figures like Latto and DJ Academics, amplifying the drama across social media platforms. Because at the end of the day, hip-hop has lost too many artists to beef, too many careers have been cut short, and none of us want to see 21 Savage or Fivio Foreign become the next cautionary tale. The question that remains unanswered is whether this beef will be remembered as a pivotal moment in hip-hop's evolution, or whether it will be remembered as yet another senseless conflict that put lives at risk for the sake of streaming numbers. While no confirmed physical altercations have occurred as of February 1st, 2026, the intensity of the rhetoric has many in the hip-hop community on edge. One thing is certain, we will continue to monitor this situation and bring you every update as this beef between 21 Savage and Fivio Foreign develops. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the entire hip-hop world is watching.